Absent. Mr. Coe?
Here.
Spalastrini? Here. And Mr. Robinson is absent.
If you're able, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Mr. Dennison's going to lead us tonight.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
That was fantastic. Thank you for your service, Mr. Dennison.
I can leave now, right?
Who need? Okay, do we have anyone signed up to speak tonight?
We do. The first speaker is Bonnie Wilden. Okay. And I know
Can you do me a favor for
I
a
will introduce
minute?
myself.
Yes, please, and
Yes.
spell your last name.
Bonnie Wilden, Whillein. Lived here for 53 years.
Thank you.
Didn't
Thank
move
you for
very far
staying.
from Plato Center. So, I live out in Hampshire Hills. This is all, okay, sorry, I want to turn. We live in Hampshire Hills. We've been there 23 years. There are covenants out there, no fencing. And up until just before COVID, we had a little directory. People got together. We had little parties at the resource thing. And then COVID happened and I got 3 years of cancer and that kind of stopped some things. But all of a sudden, we've had 2 permits approved that are for fences. We didn't know. They're new people. They're both new people. And it was last Thursday, driving along, we're like, what do you think's going on there? And I mean, talk about a little scuttlebutt among a small group of our community. And everybody's calling and so, make a short story shorter, I just felt as a courtesy as a teacher that I just don't think you just leave people in the dark. They should know what's going on, even if it's a bad going on. And so I had a copy of the covenants and I took it down and it did not go well. The police were called the next day that I was harassing. I was there 5 minutes and he just tore it up and threw it in the garbage. But, and so we knew we had an issue, you know, and like my son said, you just put $14,000, how are you going to feel? Yes, I get that. So, but our concern is why suddenly are we, and since 1996, are we having permits approved that we weren't having before? And so, like, we don't, you know, someone sees that, someone else can keep doing it. Are we getting together as a community? We have covenants. We do not have an HOA, but we are a kind of a team. We have a meeting that's happening Monday at the Resource Bank. We got people talking, we got people contacting lawyers. We're just not sure what we're doing. And we feel like it kind of comes back here, as Mike has been explaining to me, as far as, you know, like, how they, who knows, are they going to keep doing that? Like if we have a lawsuit with one person, then 2 more crop up. But I mean, so we just don't know where we're at right now with this. And this is your areas of the village and we want to know what to do. So, and the other person who was approved, he had the holes dug and he has stopped until, did you say you talked to them maybe?
I didn't talk to them, it said.
Okay. So, and they just said, we're going to wait, you know, we'll wait and see what's going on. So we appreciate that with that. Now, also the subdivision, if you've not been out there, we're off of Getzelman Road, across from the Catholic Cemetery. A big part of it's very open. You can look across and you see all these areas so pretty without any fences. But there is one section that's wooded. And it's very wooded, it's very private, it's a cul-de-sac, it's kind of its own. And of course, people get on Facebook. I didn't write anything, but I was just reading. And one of the people who got the permit said, well, there's a fence one out there. Well, I'm like, I didn't know that. And back in the woods, yes, there is. Wasn't so. So I guess that was involved with it too. We didn't purposely neglect it. You drive by, you don't see that. The one that's out right now, it's along the fence line for everybody to see. Now he's just putting no trespassing sign on it. Because he said he's going to have people arrested if they walk on his property, which is just so sad. This is our community that we live in. We've not had that before. We want us to be friends, not to have problems with that. So that's it. I probably took too.
So for the board's edification, just so that, you know, so the covenants are something that were put in place when the neighborhood was built.
Yes.
And they're supposed to be attached to the title. And so what we're trying to do at the village level is find out whose responsibility it is to enforce said covenants, because it's different than an HOA. And so it's one of these areas that's kind of gray, where we're trying to figure out what's what. And like we had talked before the meeting that, you know, she had said, you know, people built their homes there and stayed there, and now all of a sudden, you know, over the years, people are moving on to different places or passed away or whatever the reasoning may be. But now the neighborhood is changing with new people, and that's why, they come, they build, buy a house, and they're like, oh, I'm gonna put it in the fence. So there's a lot of pieces to this. Where our covenants, our copy of the covenants being issued at closing is supposed to be, we reached out to the county. And so there's a lot of moving parts of this, and staff is all over this. And so just for the board certification, it's kind of like an ongoing thing. So to be continued. So, but thank you for coming.
Sure. Thank you guys for listening.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
Yes, Robert Aaron.
Hi there.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Mr. Mayor. Maybe out of order on this, maybe
so.
later, first time at this meeting,
Can you spell your last name?
Arens.
Okay,
We had just moved in, Hampshire about 10 months ago.
welcome.
We're in the new North, Prairie Ridge North Division, subdivision. From 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., the construction trucks fly down Prairie Ridge. We have a lot of kids in that neighborhood now that are the new families coming in. They have no disregard for anybody. Somebody's gonna get hurt. There's no speed limit signs. There's nothing. Something has to be done. We try to talk to the construction workers. They don't care. They're trying to get there to get their job done. From west to Harmony, it's terrible. There's one stop sign at Star Point, and that's it. The whole other subdivision, it's like a free flow. They don't care. We try talking to them. They don't listen to us. And I mean, it's something, speed limit signs or something, because these trucks at 7 in the morning are doing 50, 60 miles an hour down Prairie Ridge.
Well, we have to have
They're making noise at 7 o'clock in the morning. People are still sleeping, and they're making these rumbles of these trucks that just fly. Something needs to be done.
We happen to have our police chief here.
Thank you.
You'll look into some traffic enforcement in that area. And then as far as the roadway signs go, just before you sit down.
They're not our.
Well, I was just gonna say, before you sit down, you speak, a lot of the reason that you are in a subdivision and there's no signs, whether it be for street signs, whether it be for no parking, whether it be for that, until the neighborhood is completely turned over to the village, meaning the public improvements are done, we can't put up any signage, okay? Because they're technically, they're within our community, but they're not our streets. We're dealing with this in a couple other subdivisions as well. We can enforce Illinois Motor Vehicle Code, which is why the chief will try to come up with a plan, but we can put speed trailer out there and that kind of stuff and try to do some traffic enforcement. But as far as the signs, they will come, but we can't put them up if they haven't been turned over. Okay, so that,
Can you do traffic enforcement on private? And until that builder turns it over to the village?
There are only few laws that we can.
Yeah.
Some parking restrictions, but it's very, very limited. And yeah, without signage, it's not, the speed limits aren't enforceable.
So it's the builder.
but knowing that we have issues there, our staff can work with the builder, right, directly coming from us, right? And the police chief can work with, and place squad cars and stuff to try to deter it and put up a speed sign to try to deter it, stuff like that. So we're not saying like, oh, sorry, there's nothing that we can do. There's things that we can do, but it's not as easily.
So once the builder turns it over to the village.
Right, so it's kind of like when you were there, were you there this winter? You were here 10 months. So we didn't plow your streets because they're not.
Right, it's, right.
And so it's that same argument. So, but there are things we can do, so we're gonna try to figure out what we can do to make it an easier situation.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for coming. And because it's your first time, don't feel you have to stay for the whole thing. You're welcome to, we're not kicking you out. Is there anyone else?
Jennifer Avanicola.
Hey, Jennifer Swanson Abatacola, ABBATACOLA. Do you need any other information from me? After 2 years, I feel like I should speak. So, I serve you on the county board, Northwest Kane. I only think about the people of Hampshire and the northwest corner of Kane. In every decision that I make, I spend a lot of time prepping for meetings. And it's an honor to serve you. So I just wanted to thank you for that honor. And in my previous career, I produced several things. And so over the summer and the winter, I had been listening to a lot of stories about Hampshire and all these new people moving here that we love so much, and all the people that made this a great place to live that we love so much. And then lifers like me who have only been here 20 years, so I'm so new. And that we send our kids off to school one day and they tell everyone they came from Hampshire and they don't know what that means. So I produced a children's book this summer, and if with your permission, Mr. Reed, I'd like to share one with each one of you. And I'm told it will be in our library. So it's literally hot off the press. And I just picked it up this afternoon. So I've been waiting. And all the family names in here, it explains on page 1 or 2, depending how you read a book. How I made it.
Fantastic.
Love it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Holy cow.
You're welcome. I used American regionalist style art because I think it's beautiful and it's really indicative of the Midwest. Need some extra, so I'm going to give it to you too. Is that okay?
Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You're welcome.
Super fun.
Almost done. You have kids?
That's getting a little louder, huh?
Oh,
I have a grandson that lives here, so this is now what he says.
I have 5.
that.
Yeah.
One for you. That's not like that, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you. Now, I only know how to read. No, I'm kidding. Thank you very much. This is fantastic.
It's very fun.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else tonight? Ms. Lyon?
Nope.
All right, thank you.
Did you sign?
All right, with that, we'll move on to the rest of the meeting. Again, don't feel offended. You won't offend us if you don't want to stick around, but you're more than welcome to stay, or if it gets boring, just. All right, motion to approve the early accounts payable. So next on the agenda, you'll see the early accounts payable. We got these because we only had one meeting this month. So these are bills that are meeting minutes. I'm sorry, I got all excited. You miss one meeting and you get out. Obi?
Toby, would you take over?
Quarter after 7.
Just
Before you have the, no, it's fine. I deserve it. The meeting minutes from June 18, 2026, please review them at this time.
motion to approve. Second.
Questions or comments? Roll call vote, please, Ms. Clerk.
Ms. Jernerbro? Aye. Mr. Cove?
Hi.
Ms. Palastrellini?
Aye.
And Ms. Fodor?
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0.
Okay, so now we really have the early accounts payable. Again, we only had one meeting this month, so these were paid on July 2nd, but they're here for your review and approval. No questioning?
On page 3, the driveway repair. It's a lot of money
Is
for
that-
one driveway.
That's, so back in the fall, I believe, we had to take down a tree in somebody's backyard in the older part of town that was encapsulating some high power lines. And so the tree, we had to take the tree down because it was going to either fall on somebody's house or fall on the power lines. And in doing so, the trucks that we had to take the tree down fumbled their driveway. And it's one of these things that, yes, it's a lot of money, but it was our guys that broke up their driveway. It wasn't by anybody's fault. It's just kind of what happened, right? And so we had to make it right.
I was thinking maybe it had something to do with the new sidewalks and fixing one of those. That's why I thought 11,000.
No, this was a kind of an unfortunate situation, but if we would not have taken the tree down, it would have cost way more than 11,000.
Okay.
Any other questions? I'll entertain a motion to approve the early accounts payable.
So
Second.
Questions or comments? Ms. Clerk, can you call the roll, please?
Mr. Cove?
hi.
Ms. Palastrellini?
Aye.
Ms. Fodor?
Aye.
And Ms. Jernerbro?
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0.
Next is the regular accounts payable to be paid on July 16th, 2026, which is today, so I guess we'll pay them tomorrow. So, please review them at this time.
Why are we returning 2 block party refunds? Just curious.
I don't know the answer to that.
Because now we receive them instead of holding the cash, so then when
when all the barricades are put back, then we refund them their deposit.
Okay, we don't just hold the check or,
No, because they pay cash.
okay,
Okay?
okay,
Fair enough.
thank you.
Thanks for that. I like that.
My other question, page 8, just a question, because we've got lamp in here for one, and then we've got H&H Builders, and it says for the maintenance building for doors. And I was just curious why that one is separate from lamp.
That was not at the street garage.
Oh, it's at the other,
building over on Harmony, right? They needed new
Okay.
doors.
okay,
The water treatment plant on Harmony needed new doors.
okay. Thank you.
I forget which ones, but they were quite expensive.
They're those giant overhead garage.
Yes.
Okay.
Any other questions for the regular accounts payable? I'll entertain a motion to approve them at this time.
So moved.
Second.
Questions or comments? Roll call vote, please, Ms. Clark.
Ms. Palastrellini?
Aye.
Ms. Fodor? Aye. Ms. Jernerbro?
Aye.
Mr. Coe?
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0.
We have a new business tonight, and I'm going to ask for Ms. Seehausen's help to walk me through the DACRA.
Okay, so going over all of our operational stuff, the chief and I talked about the fact that we do not have an adjudication program in-house. All of our stuff goes to county. Some parking tickets are written. If they're not paid, we don't have any way to facilitate any of that or for people to dispute them honestly. So we are suggesting to go with DACRA, and this is the first step in probably a 5-step process because we will need code amendments up, but this will allow the village to adjudicate in-house with a independent hearing officer, local ordinances, and our parking tickets that are allowed to be heard here at this level versus at a state level. So we're not going to be hearing DUIs or anything like that. That's going to stay in the counties where they are to speeding tickets, all that stuff. This is strictly local ordinance and some things in the IBC that we can't, seatbelts, that kind of stuff. But we're going to be going through our code and making those amendments, bringing them forward later. But this is the first step, and this will be the system that hosts our adjudication and our ticket information. Okay, so this will process our hearings, all of that stuff. The tickets will be entered into the system. So this is the first step so that we can start this process. And I know we talked about it when we did the budget, because this was one of the new items in the budget that we presented.
Does anyone have any questions? I'll entertain a motion to approve ordinance 2632, approving a master service agreement with DACRA for adjudication software services.
So moved.
Second.
Questions or comments? Ms. Clerk, can you call the roll, please?
Ms. Fodor? Aye. Ms. Jernerbro?
Aye.
Mr. Coast?
Aye.
Ms. Palastrellini?
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0.
The next item on our agenda, staff has requested that we table, it's not quite ready. There are some changes to it. So I would entertain a motion to table, letter B, which is resolution 2624.
So moved.
Is there an explanation as to why?
They're not ready yet. There were some,
They're going to go for some outside stuff. It's not going to change this, but we want to get everybody in this service agreement. So they're going to be
So the
using.
Oaks did?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so the Oaks did that. They were preparing this PSA. I was on vacation. I didn't get a chance to review it until after it was already in the agenda packet, so it's partially my fault for taking vacation. So the issue is it's going to be very tricky in order to figure out exactly what needs to happen at the Oakside lift station to make it operational. It's been sitting there for 15 plus years. Nothing's been done to it. We can't just go in and visually inspect it and figure out what the issues are. We're going to need to hire contractors that go in there and actually test and make sure that the electrical components are working properly, the generator is operational, and more specifically, what is not operating and what those costs are going to be. So that was not included in the initial proposal. I want to make sure that's included so you're actually getting something substantive out of this study so you know what to expect and what the costs are going to be.
that's fair, I think.
was the lift station already turned over to the village or it's
It's
still?
all part of that agreement. Where it was, and others can speak to this, I think, but, it was turned over as it was, and the village owns it now.
So it was work that was
Was it working when it was turned over?
it was not completed.
It was not completed.
It was one of those things that when the economy turned, they built it, the economy went south during the times where Crown was renegotiating with the village. They turned it over to the village. We said we'd take it and finish the work back in 2009. None of us were here. The story goes, or to 9 or 11 or something like that, when they were renegotiating because of the economy and stuff. So now we have a lift station with equipment that's in the ground that hasn't been operating, that we need to pull apart, see what works, see what's broken, see what's never been completed, and then fix it and get it up and running because we need it for those residents that are over there.
So it never had electric in it to begin with?
I don't know the specifics.
It has electrical gear, doesn't have power line to it.
Okay, okay.
But I know like Mr. Dennison said, there's like a generator there. We don't know if that works.
Correct.
Pumps in the ground. We don't know if they work.
Yeah.
Can't test it without.
These things have been sitting there for 15 years, not used at all. I mean, you have to assume the worst, but we really want to dig into it and figure out what's working, what's not working.
May I ask for a ballpark on constructing said lift station at this time? Like, if we just had to start from scratch?
That lift station would be at least a couple $1 million.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's worst case scenario.
Yeah, correct.
Okay. So we're hoping to get by with.
It's a regional lift station. It can handle quite a bit of flow.
Okay.
So.
So we're trying to see how much we need to spend here.
It'll be $69.
Okay.
70.
70.
So now that I'm lost in the conversation, we have a first. Okay, do we have a second?
We did not.
Second. Does it have to be indefinitely though?
No,
Postponed indefinitely?
we're just gonna table it.
Yeah, we'll just table it until the next one.
Yeah.
The next,
It will come
okay,
back.
then I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Looks good to do roll call because we have people absent. So no,
No, because it doesn't matter that they're absent. It would matter if they were elected. But thanks for keeping me honest, because Lord knows I need them. All right. We have we're on to item C here, which is a professional services agreement for EEI for the IEPA State Revolving Loan Fund in the amount of $29,046. Mr. Dennis.
Yeah, so that's why I'm here primarily. Not to lead the Pledge of Allegiance, although it's nice and kind of getting sure.
We in the minutes reflected appropriately.
Thank you. So this one is a little bit more complicated. Thought I should be here to answer any questions and provide explanation. Several years ago, some of you may remember we did a comprehensive water and sewer master plan update and rate study. As part of that, there was a capital improvement plan, long-term plan that was created and focusing on the water system as part of this discussion. And that projects were identified both for the near term and also long term. And the discussion now is, all right, we know that there are needs. How do we get these projects moving forward and constructed? We also know that the existing funds are not going to support constructing these projects. So we have to get creative with financing and looking for the best terms possible in order to pay for these projects moving forward. The projects that are highlighted are first and foremost the new water treatment plants and putting a well in the ground up at Tams Farm. If you recall, a year or so ago, we took the old equipment out. Thankfully, that equipment was in pretty good shape, so we just need to do some rehabilitation, be able to put it back in. But we do need a water treatment plant up there. Right now, you have 2 water treatment plants, well 9 and then 10 and 13, which is off of Harmony Road there. There is not sufficient redundancy or supply and treatment capability for the growth that the village is currently undergoing. So that's a high priority need. And if you want justification of that, talk to Mark Montgomery, because he is sweating bullets right now with the water supply, because the 10 and 13 water treatment plant's down for maintenance currently. So he's basically operating on one well and water plant and just skating by. So that water plant is in a strategic location at the high point in town, up in that pressure zone that will allow water to flow down. So it's going to be very efficient to be able to operate from that area. So that's the high priority project. That is going to be $7.5 million was the estimate. And there's a lot of factors that'll play into what the actual cost will be, but that's the ballpark estimate that we're anticipating requesting funding for that facility. There's also emergency backup generators that were identified at your other water plants. There's currently no permanent backup supply power for your water plant. So if you have an outage, then you are not able to operate your facilities and you're just relying on the storage of water that you have to provide pressure throughout town. They can hook up a rental generator, but sometimes those take days in order to be able to hook up with the size that's needed to run facilities. So that's another high priority item. The other thing is you have a lot of very old water main, particularly in the older section of town. It's undersized by today's standards, 4-6 inch, doesn't provide the adequate flows and pressures that you would like to see under emergency conditions. Plus it's aging out and you're seeing more and more water main issues within those areas. So there was a plan that was identified to do replacement of the 4 and 6 inch water main, replace it with minimum 8 inch water main. And so that was included as well. So we have those 3 projects that have been identified as higher priority to try to get moving sooner rather than later. And the village doesn't have sufficient funds in order to pay for any of those projects, essentially. So what is typically done in these circumstances is you get, debt financing, and so debt service financing. So you can either do go bonds or an IEPA low interest loan. And the IEPA low interest loan is not a slam dunk, but it is very lucrative if you are able to secure those funds. The interest rate for those is usually about half of the go bond rate. It does require a little bit upfront work, hence this PSA, because you have to submit a project plan that identifies the financing, how you're going to be able to pay back the loan, as well as getting environmental clearances by all state-run organizations to make sure that there are no detrimental environmental impacts by the project. Those take time. There's quite a few laundry lists of environmental checklists that you have to go through and sign-offs that you have to get. So you do have to jump through some hoops. They don't just give out that money, and have some skin in the game in order to get in line for potentially getting that funding. So this project is basically one plan that will be able to include these 3 separate projects within the project plan. Once approved by the IEPA, will be good for 5 years. This doesn't mean you have to submit an application form immediately. You can wait anytime within the next 5 years to submit an application for loan funding. And then you determine you are entered into the queue. They rank your project against other competing projects and against the pot of money that they have available in their loan program, and determine if your project is going to make the intended funding list and have funds allocated to it. And if you do, then you have a year basically in order to get a loan executed, the project bid and loans executed in order to secure that funding and utilize it. The funding terms are a minimum of 20-year, but you can get extended to 30-year, and I think these projects would get a 30-year term. The current interest rate, actually in the fiscal year that just started July 1st, is 2.44%. So it's been fluctuating. That's low on the high end based on what it was the last couple of years, but that gives you a ballpark idea of what to expect. I'll pause there and see if anybody has any questions about that, either the projects or the funding or what's.
When you come back with the plan, will you have the total dollar amount at pick an interest rate and what our payment yearly is going to be?
Correct. Yeah.
For the length of,
Yeah.
okay.
Correct. That'll be within a project plan. yeah, we have to show how you're gonna pay it back too, which.
I'd like to see it.
If I can ask, it's 30-year long terms and principal forgiveness, and I put question marks there.
Yeah.
You get principal forgiveness.
That's a good to put a question mark there because there's no guarantee you'll get principal forgiveness. You have to meet certain qualifications for the project. It's somewhat dependent on demographics in your community at that particular fiscal year, somewhat dependent on other scoring factors as far as the need, if you have a violation notice in particular. So there are certain things that we will look at all the angles and talk to the IEPA and make sure that we are giving the village the best shot possible in order to get a reduced rate or principal forgiveness funding along with this. Obviously, that would be fantastic if you do. I would caution, don't count on it, but we're certainly going to be evaluating.
When we're doing this, if you could, I mean, it's nice to know up front that some of it can be forgiven. So if that can be determined sooner than later, that'd be great. I mean, obviously, we're going through the potential of getting a 30-year loan with terms, so we have to do that regardless, and we need to have the plan.
Right. Sometimes you don't know until they publish the end-to-end funding list. I just found out working with the city of Sandwich on a water plant project right now. We did not think we were going to get principal forgiveness. They got $1.5 million principal forgiveness. So, you know, it's that those things. It's possible. It just depends on the bucket of money they have available that fiscal year. Who else is competing for it?
Okay.
I appreciate this. Well, this was kind of I mean, we knew this path was, we were gonna come down this path when we tried to figure out, okay, we have all this stuff that we need to address and how are we gonna pay for it? So, you know, like anything else, we gotta spend money to make
We
money.
need to be proactive, that is for sure.
We can't just pretend that we don't know that this stuff is a problem and then not do anything about it.
And this is the start. It would be good to have our foot in the door.
This is the reason why we had to move up the amounts in our capital funds that are on everybody's water bill, because we knew some of this was coming down the pike. So this is $29 million to do just these projects here. I haven't seen the planner in a while, so I'm asking, how many more projects do we have for water? Because we concentrated just on water, not all the capital projects, but does this get through the majority of what is on the capital plan for? Or these are just the most crucial?
You're speaking of the master utility plan.
Okay.
The master utility plan was for the water and sewer. The
Okay,
capital development plan, or the capital improvement plan was a project that Jay and the village manager put together for like buildings and
Okay.
staffing and that kind of stuff. So I'm not trying to correct you. I'm just saying that,
No.
that we had two separate buckets of problems that we were trying to deal with. This one specifically is in relation to the utilities.
I know we had a 4-hour meeting here on Saturday morning.
Yeah.
And the
It's a
trustees,
fond memory, right?
yeah, yes, you were there, and trustees walked out with their mouths hanging open, when we saw it. And so those are the plans, not the,
Correct.
I used the wrong word for capital, but
Yeah, no, this,
Bill.
to answer your question, these are the projects that were identified for the next 5 to 10 years.
okay,
And now there's a whole other set of projects. If the village continues to grow, you're going to need probably another well at some point in the future, potentially more storage. There's other things, but these are the high intensity needs for the next 5 or 10 years.
okay. That we can get a loan for
Yeah.
that potentially can be forgiven.
Correct. And this is on the drinking water side. There's still another discussion to happen on the wastewater side, but yeah, this is a higher priority right now.
Any other questions or comments?
Do you have an idea, not from remembering, where the next water treatment plant or water plant's gonna have to go?
Meeting after the Tams Farm plants.
Meaning, is the next one going out west someplace as we continue to grow and build?
The thought was that the Tams Farm water plant would be designed and constructed to be able to handle another well, and that a well number 14 would be constructed about a mile away from the Tams Farm site and pump over, similar to what 10 and 13 are doing.
Right?
You would have 12 and 14 going to the same water plant. You don't need well 14 yet, but that would be the next one. And every one of those deep wells gives you basically 1.5 million gallons per day. So, pretty significant boost to your supply.
We have to, staff needs to keep that on the back burner next time a developer comes in and wants to throw 10,000 homes up somewhere or something. We know what we need from them.
So comments from the peanut gallery. Is someone related to the Thames family? Thames Farm.
Thames, I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's okay.
I appreciate that. I never got that.
Your car's key when you get out of here.
20 plus years.
Your car's key when you get out of here, you know.
Exactly. I deserve it.
You got it.
Nobody's corrected me before.
Gotta have some levity when you're talking about $28 million. Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, I'll entertain a resolution 2625 approving a professional services agreement with EEI.
So moved.
Second.
Questions or comments? Clerk, can you call roll, please?
Mr. Coth?
Aye.
Ms. Palastrellini?
Aye.
Ms. Fodor?
Aye.
And Ms. Sternbro?
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0.
This one seems a little bit more straightforward. Here, Mr. Dennison, or do you want to hand it off to Tim?
That's Tim.
We'll make Tim talk tonight.
All right. Thank you.
I didn't.
What do you got?
There wasn't enough room for two engineers in the room in one night.
Engineers walking.
Can you hear me this time?
You sound great.
Okay, thanks. We met with Dave Sterrett, the street supervisor, myself and one of our transportation engineers, to look at a couple of streets that he is looking as his next streets to resurface. Washington Street and Whitetail Circle, and looked at those streets and talked to him about what his budget was and what the needs were. Whitetail is a pretty straightforward resurfacing, and Washington needs some drainage and ADA or ramp improvements as well. So after we looked at it and did a preliminary cost estimate, we've prepared a proposal for design services and construction services for both areas, but have broken it into 2 projects. So there would be 2 plan sets and 2 bidding periods. One would be this fall for Whitetail Circle. And then the next one would be with the switch in the budget year. We would be able to do the design in January, February, and then bid it out in March. And I think we'll get good pricing by bidding it out late winter. So I think that'll be an advantage on Washington, which is a little bit more costly than Whitetail. This also includes, we have a geotechnical subconsultant, so we'll be doing pavement cores before the design, so we will be able to identify if there's any base repair needs that have to happen along with the resurfacing.
You're gonna have a soils guy there when you're excavating?
Yeah, the geotechnical consultant will be looking at the soils, the sub-base soils and the pavement base.
Is that an in-house geo, or is you hiring it out outside? A soils engineer?
Sorry, what?
It's outside.
It's outside?
Yeah,
You guys don't have that in-house?
correct.
Oh,
Okay.
correct, yes. Yeah.
Looking for a new gig or retirement?
No.
Yes.
Are we going, is it predetermined that there's some background under Washington? Or are we gonna just have a guy on call while they're excavating to see if they run into anything?
No, they're going to do pavement cores at the design process. So we'll select locations to do pavement samples and soil samples before we do the design. So then we'll have an idea of what's underneath there and can include quantities for base repair, excavation and repair to the sub base as seems necessary based on the cores that we do ahead of construction.
Any other questions, sir? Does anybody else have any questions about cores or?
I just wanted to ask with the Washington Avenue one. I mean, that's a big section and a lot of homes on there, but there's also multiple businesses there, plus the post office and the fire department. So I want to make sure that there's going to be lanes open while this is being done. It's not that big, it's 2 lanes, but we still have to be able to get the fire trucks in and out and to get to the post office.
Yes, we will accommodate that in the traffic control plan, so it'll be in that area, at least we'll have to phase to leave, access. We're not going to shut down the fire department.
I figured, but I thought if things making certain streets one way to pull people in and to people out, but
So
so.
part of our design will be a traffic control plan, correct?
And how long do you think this would be? Because we do have a municipal lot that's there too, that would be blocked off.
The construction,
Yeah, I mean, are we talking a month and a half, 4 months? I mean, just a ballpark.
a month, yeah, a month.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? I'll entertain resolution 2626, approving of professional services for EDI for Washington Avenue and Whitetail Circle.
So moved.
Second.
Questions, comments? Ms. Clerk, can you call the roll, please?
Ms. Palastrellini?
Aye.
Ms. Fodor?
Aye.
Ms. Jernerbro?
Aye.
And Mr. Coe?
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0.
Next, 2 items on the agenda are kind of bracketed per se. The ordinance would not be necessary if we don't pass a resolution, but the agenda supplement is fairly descriptive in what the need is here. There was a leak on the water main around blocks. Now we have to replace that water main. So we need to pay for the water main and get a contractor to do so. And we also need a temporary construction easement for this as well. But turns out it's a lead service line, so we get to knock that off our list anyway.
We didn't know it.
We had to.
Surprise.
How was it a surprise?
That was a surprise.
Surprise lead service. How was it a surprise when we did all these surveys?
Because you didn't know inside, there was no indication of it inside, the business.
That's how they check is the inside.
Yeah, so they found it when they found the leak underground. There was, unless you were to excavate the thing beforehand.
Is that why it hasn't been repaired, it's just gravel?
Correct. Because once we found this out, this had to come in front of you guys. So we have that was for next week. Yep.
So, I mean, is there any questions from the board about this? We do need 2 separate motions, but they are bracketed. So I will entertain a motion to approve resolution 2627, approving a contract for Stark and Son for lead service line replacement for block.
So moved. Second.
Questions and or comments? Ms. Clerk, can you call roll, please?
Ms. Fodor?
Aye.
Ms. Jernerbro? Aye. Mr. Coe?
Aye.
Ms. Palastrellini?
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0.
Next, I will entertain a motion approving ordinance 2633, approving a temporary construction easement for lead service line replacement for blocks or 199 Maple Place.
So moved. Second.
Questions, comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, last on our agenda under new business tonight is a contract for Locust Software for our police pension. Miss Seahausen.
Yeah, so right now we do everything manual with our police pension, so to speak. So we're buying 3 modules from Locust to manage our police pension payments, taxes, and so forth.
Any questions? It seems like a fairly boilerplate software license agreement.
Yes.
I haven't seen anything that stuck out. Kind of just, it's almost the same agreement we already signed.
Yes, it is.
Any other questions? I'll entertain a motion approving a contract with Locust for computer software.
So
Second.
Questions, comments? It's a contract. Can you call the roll, please?
Ms. Jernerbro? Aye. Mr. Coe?
aye.
Ms. Palastrellini?
Aye.
And Ms. Fodor?
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0.
Okay, in your packet, you have a building report and you have engineering report. You have a police report and a financial report. We have 2 engineers tonight waiting, so hopefully we have one of you. But because we have 2 of them and only 1 of everybody else, we're going to direct all questions, police, financial, or building related to the engineers. You may. You can take that. Please review the reports at your leisure and send your questions to the appropriate staff members.
Can we just, since we're trying to give our engineers something to say and do, and because it came up today, the lead service line removal, because we're working on that. And we had the list and now we've just had another extra that came up. Can we get like every few months or just an update as to where we're at, marking off what we've done, what still needs to be done? Because each year those are gonna go up. And we're checking off.
I hope not. I hope they're going down.
Well, I mean, the price for us, the village, to be able to cover their part of it, I expect to go up each year. So, but just to kind of know where we're at would be wonderful.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Thank you.
You're in a much better position than many other communities around here, I'll tell you that.
Good to know.
At least we're doing something.
Yeah. And the Tinahero property, that's still going, it's still nearing completion, so I'm just kind of checking on it to see how far they are till we're done.
Yeah, I mean, they've done the site improvements, and they finished their IDOT improvements, so I think that they're still working on their building, so we haven't been, called to request to do a punch list out there. A final punch list for the acceptance of the improvements, so we're still, the answer is I'm not sure exactly when they're going to be wrapping up, and we'll bring it forward for acceptance, but I would anticipate it would be this year.
Mr. Paulson, if I recall correctly, then they had done some improvements that were done wrong for IDOT, I think it may have been, and they had to redo it. That's all done.
They did their entrance on Route 20 there, and they poured the curb island wrong, and IDOT noticed, and they had to take it out and redo that.
And that's all done now.
That's my understanding, yeah.
Thank you.
Any other questions about the engineering report? Police report, financial report, building report?
There's no building report.
Yes, there is. It's the first page.
Hey,
It would be small.
then switching to police report, chief, we can get an update because I see we have 4 burglaries to a motor vehicle, and theft from a motor vehicle, and I know there was some activity on that. I thought we had somebody in custody.
We do, yeah, we did. I mean.
We did. Jail door unlocked.
That might be the problem. So yes, we did have a series of burglaries in one night, and took cars, and the officers got a call just after daylight. A citizen called in, a suspicious person, and it was the same person that had been we had a previous description upon him or of him, and they ended up getting in a foot chase with him and took him into custody. So he was charged with several counts of burglary of vehicle.
And I know because of the Safety Act, I'm assuming he has been released. And my follow-up question is, have we had any more burglaries to motor vehicles since then?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
We did have well, I guess it's actually in July. We did have another auto theft where that person was arrested again in Rockford. The same suspects we've had in the past, and that again it's been released several times. So hopefully, okay.
So can I say something positive about the police, maybe? Mayor of a town next to ours, you guys worked together on an investigation, and the mayor called me directly and thanked me for the professionalism that you guys had in cooperating with their police organization to work together on closing the investigation. and she could not speak highly enough of our officers and the leadership and the administration of the police department. And so the mayor of Pingree Grove made sure to call me and tell me that. So I just wanted to say here to the rest of the board, and I wanted to tell you, thank you for it wasn't a good situation. Like, you never want to be involved in something like that, but you guys handled it with grace and you did everything you were supposed to do. So thank you. Thank you.
We do have a full-time detective now. So Sean McGreevy, who was a lateral in from DuPage County a couple years ago, he is now our full-time investigator. And Stephen Corris was released on his own just this week, and he is so he's on night shift now, and he's doing great. And then we have Clemente Sanchez, which will be coming back from the academy next month, and we're at full staff. And then the other thing, you're all invited to come take a look at our police department and anytime you'd like, but we have got the new locker room that you approved, will be finished. The installation will be complete tomorrow. So we've got a little really nice improvement for the officers. And then there's been kind of a little facelift to some of the other areas. So it just looks a lot nicer in the station right now.
You having like an open house or something?
I go up a locker room.
I don't know what to call it.
Yeah. And I understand you brought the old lockers there, so if you'd like to come get them.
No, I would go the one-way service.
We'll be, we'll be using them actually, get rid of some other place. It's, it looks a lot better. Nice big modern lockers, and they have some place to put their things and change and all that.
I have a question about your scorecard.
Yes.
Where does the mayor getting kicked out of the park because he was there too late with a bunch of kids?
Document the police department for not siding with people.
Where does that fall on your report?
It actually would not show up on this report, sir, because it's, well, maybe it's a call for service.
So full disclosure, the park's closed 30 minutes after sunset. So even if you're there playing kickball, it doesn't matter who you are, the cops are coming and you're gonna end people. So when people say on Facebook or otherwise that the cops don't do anything if the kids are in the park or whatever, well, they were Johnny on the spot. Even this time. But it was the most awkward walk that the police, they're like, you're here kind of late, aren't you? Leave. The police department.
So I'd appreciate your cooperation in not increasing our calls for service.
You got it.
And the police department now has full access to all the park's cameras.
Yes, we do.
Finally.
In the squad cars,
Yep.
and in the station, so they can take a look at things and what's going on.
The police officers could not have
7
been
years.
more friendly. They're like, look, I realize all these kids are playing, like, we organized the kickball game. There was like 20 kids out there. And so, they were having fun and, it was getting dark or whatever, but man, they were quick. And then all the kids were like, aren't you the mayor?
Yep.
No one else about the law.
Should have used a taser on it.
There's actually one, maybe I shouldn't end on this, but it's a negative, in my opinion, from a change that's in my scorecard. So I don't know if you look back at previous presentations, but I had department activity, and the state legislature in the last session unanimously passed a bill from the House that'll now go to the Senate in the fall session. But they unanimously passed a bill that forbids us from using officer activity data to evaluate our department or to evaluate the officers or anything. So we can't count numbers anymore at all.
For anything.
Doesn't
matter calls for service in a positive or negative. Doesn't matter how many de-escalations of the domestic or whatever. We can't use it as a metric for evaluation at all.
For evaluation of funding or officer
Their performance.
And even though it hasn't passed into law yet, like I said, it was unanimously passed out of the House, and so I just decided that we'll start making the transition now so we can become accustomed to a different way of looking at things.
We still get to see the stats as to burglaries and.
Yes, crime
all that
numbers,
to
yeah.
keep.
Crime numbers, calls for state, or regular calls for service and all that, we still, we're still counting and reporting to the state and the FBI.
Okay.
Any other questions about the reports? I tried to end it on a positive note. Thanks for bringing us down, Chief.
Compliments to the officers this month.
Yes.
So I circled that in exclamation point.
It was, so Drew, just real briefly, it was a mental health call. Obviously I can't talk about any names, but it was, they did a great job. De-escalation, and we had several family members come in over the following few days and compliment the officers. So they were there.
One of them called me directly.
And the person was located elsewhere. So that was another multi-jurisdictional effort to find this person they were concerned about. So.
When you get a phone call that says that I'll come in and defend the police department anytime you ever need it, all you need to do is ask. Those are the kind of phone calls you live for in this business. Anyhow, all right. Mr. Kelly's not here, so I don't have a BDC report, and he can log me because I'm sure he sent me something, but I didn't. No, he didn't send me anything.
Some of them was, don't do BDC.
I don't remember.
BDC did not meet last week. We didn't have a quorum. Our next meeting's on August 12th.
Okay, moving it.
That's the report. Thank you.
Any other announcements tonight? We do not have executive session.
Street dance tomorrow.
Right. So I've got, yeah, perfect. So thank you for that. You really know my notes. You want to read all?
Mhm.
You can't read my writing anyway. I can't even read my writing. So street dances tomorrow. Please come, have fun. Hopefully it's not as smoky, but pay attention. There's no talk of them canceling, but everything tonight was canceled. There was music under the Oaks, beach were closed. So if it's as bad as it is right now, tomorrow, just pay attention to social media. What chamber decides to cancel the event, but they've not said anything to this point. Thank you all for following Trustee Jarnbro's lead with the Hawaiian shirts. I know Mr. Baselli was really looking forward to it. Thank you for participating.
This is what I would probably wear to Hawaii.
I was working.
You have flowers on your, I thought that that's what you were,
I came from Dixon's.
I didn't.
Oh, no, okay.
Okay, the next two, I need some help. So next Thursday is the 23rd. The library's doing their community helpers night. Last year, Trustee Jarnbro and Trustee Porter did it. We brought some swag over there kind of thing, or handouts, and then it's a bunch of kids coming in and asking what we do and how we help the community and stuff like that. I unfortunately will not be here, and so I was wondering if someone or someone's, I know the police department normally goes, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, we'll have representation, but if somebody from the board is willing or able to go, that would be.
When is it?
Thursday night, next Thursday night.
4 to 6.
I can do that.
Kind of afternoon.
I don't think I work Thursday, so I'm good.
Well, Friday, so if it runs late, you won't be sleeping in. So we got that. So we'll get you the information, Trustee Copeland, and we'll make sure Miss Stuhler here gets you some stuff to hand out. And you can tell them what it is that you do around here. Maybe you could ask some questions or tell them how to bore soil or something. Next, I was asked this evening, the Liquor Commission met tonight, and we approved the liquor license for Coon Creek, which is happening from the 14th through the 17th, 13th through the 16th, that weekend of August. And the 14th is Friday, and Seth, who is running the beer tent, asked if the board wanted to pour again, like we've done in the past. So we will be accepting volunteers. It's like 6. Mr. Baselli, you seem very interested. I mean, I'd love to have you there for 15 minutes while you're on your cell phone.
I know. There seem to be people laughing. No, I'm just seeing if I'm around. Yeah, I have a part-time doing
a decade or so, so.
So, yeah, so if anybody's interested, we'll put together some kind of list. Missy Housen, you're welcome.
I'm good, thank you.
We had the clerk that did it before, maybe not this clerk, but anybody on staff is welcome if they want to come, and it's just the village night.
It's awesome. Good. It's fun. Yeah, do it on the night that they have country music.
I think that's Friday night. You can wear your cowboy boots, will it?
Right.
It's a blast.
Okay.
Bring my
You girls do it? All right,
Hold hands and.
okay. Kumbaya, okay.
That's country music.
So staff, again, send it to staff or whatever, because many ends meet like work, and like, if you can't stay the whole time, that's fine, and we could figure out shifts or whatever it is you want to do. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
So,
What night is that?
Friday. You're gonna have to look at your social calendar, I know.
No, I just want to put it in my calendar.
Friday, the 14th, and so we've done it in the past. I don't know what kind of example it sets, maybe that's not a good one, but, or maybe it sets if you're in politics, you need to drink, so.
Can you contact the Coon Creek people and let them know that I'll spray
Oh, yeah,
the night before?
yeah. Okay,
Is there a parade still? I didn't see that on any of the.
there is on Sunday.
Okay, I didn't see it
Still-
advertised anywhere. Okay.
So, although, I should bring this up too, so as we're talking about Coon Creek. In years past, we've all ridden on a float. Last year, you guys got drenched. It was so sad. It was so sad to watch you guys get drenched.
No, it wasn't. It was a blast.
It was awesome. You had a great.
It was a blast.
So,
Umbrellas?
this year, it's our 150th anniversary, and so the 150th committee would like to decorate a float and put a birthday cake in, and we thought that we would offer our trailer that we would normally stand in to veterans that want to participate, and we would put them in the trailer because it seems like a safer thing versus having them walk because it's been hot and all this. And then the question was, how many of those?
3,000.
So we have purchased, the 150th committee has purchased 3,000 kazoos. And
Happy birthday.
that's a happy birthday.
Hampshire.
And so the thought would be is we could get some backpacks and walk alongside said truck and hand or throw kazoos out to children
Yes.
during the parade this year instead of walking on.
They-
Knock your socks off.
100%.
Can we use them?
You can ride,
Oh, no.
you can ride the truck if you want.
You can use one.
You could
I
drive.
ain't talking and I ain't handing out a kazoo.
So that we did, so you volunteer to drive the truck?
Can't run the bubble machine. Yeah, I can.
Yeah, so you can drive the truck and the
I
rest
can
of us.
fade it out later.
I would be tooting that kazoo the whole thing.
Okay, so that's what the board is gonna do, and so trustee Robinson and trustee Kelly don't have a choice because we all said yes, right? And, you know, we can, like, wives, spouses, husbands, whatever, I mean, you can rope them in like we always do, right? Mikey would love to hand out kazoos, I'm sure.
But if you're gonna do that, you're gonna get the board that's handing them out some kind of Village of Hampshire shirt for handing out kazoos or a hat or something.
We got hats and we've got shirts and
Okay.
stuff like that.
Good
I
checking.
mean, the party like it's.
1876.
Maybe those shirts.
Yeah, so we'll put the clerk on that.
All right.
Please,
Can we,
Please, provide me with sizes and I will take care of that.
150th shirt, do we have that in the budget, Missy?
Sure.
Okay, great. You want to walk in the parade?
No, but I'll get the shirts.
We can get the shirt.
got
He knows a guy.
it's like he's Italian.
Got a guy.
I
Why
know.
don't you want to walk in the parade with us?
it. Which day is the parade? It's Sunday.
The 16th of August.
It's a
That's a date.
Pouring beer.
He's got enough plans. He doesn't want to walk that.
No, and he can. He's got to clean his thing.
He's got like plantar fasciitis or something.
You can run the Coot Creek race with me.
It's a great thing.
When is that?
Same day, that morning. I think it's like 8 o'clock
Before the.
before the kazoo. Parade.
How long is the race before I have to walk in on them?
It's a 2K. You can do a 2K.
I get to do it.
Yes, you can.
If you do it, I'll do it.
I'm already signed up.
Just put it in the minutes.
That goes at the swear jar, Mr. Vasel. All right. Any other questions or comments tonight or for the good of the cause?
National Night Out,
Oh, that's right, thank you.
July 31st,
At Bruce Ring.
at Bruce Ring.
Do you need kazoos? Sorry.
We know a guy.
Please don't bring kazoos or anything you can throw.
Are we going for our yearly race?
The
Reserves? All right, no, where am I being suit?
I'll be in the dunk tank. Are you gonna be in the dunk tank?
I will probably be in the, I haven't said yes, but I would probably be in
I
the,
requested cleaner water this year. In fire department, I don't know.
I don't know, the last time.
It was dirty?
It was.
It was disgusting.
Oh,
It was so, in the beginning, it was so dark, I had a baseball hat on, and my baseball hat fell off in the tank and I couldn't find it.
It was opaque. Ooh, yeah. Take a shower, it's not.
That's gross.
No, it really got started.
And I put like 2 gallons of stock in it.
It should be filled with beer.
That's good for a national night out. That's sending the right message.
Yeah.
You know, it's getting dumped over here. Great. All right. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank you for the levity. I appreciate all your hard work. Thanks to Toby, trustee coach, for filling in for me last meeting, and for you guys for putting up with me, obviously not knowing what I'm doing tonight. So with that, motion to adjourn. Second. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Hi.
Opposed?
Don't leave home shit on